In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be asking Spirit for the last message you need to know before everything happens. We have 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You might feel drawn to just one pile, 2 of them, or even all 3. Trust your intuition and watch the readings that call to you, because each one could have a message inside it for you. The links are below, as always, and I'll see you in the readings. Welcome to the reading for pile 1. And for this we have the Ace of Swords. And this is all about taking action, determined action, and getting things done. And so these messages are going to be based around this as a significator. So let's get started. We're going to grab this deck here, and we are going to look first off for 3 cards that give us these messages that Spirit wants you to hear and know before everything happens. The last messages you need before everything happens. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. So we have the King of Wands reversed. And what this is saying to me is follow your passions. Look inside yourself for your biggest passions and follow them. Follow them completely until you can follow them no further. This is all about the magic that is going to come from following these passions. So however big or small these passions are, follow them to the exclusion of everything else. Don't let anything else get in the way. Don't sort of like come in here and turn the light of like logic and all of that lot on. Keep it to this magic and keep it to what your higher self is telling you, because this is how it communicates with you, is with these passions. So keep it to these passions. So look internal and follow those passions, and stop looking at the rest of the world and wondering why you're not fitting in, wondering why other people are worried or you're not, or whatever it is. However you're reacting differently, just keep the light off on that and just stay focused on following these passions that you have. So the next message, we have the 2 of Wands. And what this is saying is it's time to start actually laying out your plans. You know, we've got your plans for what's coming in the new world. Lay them out and get sort of as many details as you can down. Details don't always survive, but if you have the details, that enables you to picture more of what you want and really sit there and visualize what you want. Yes, you can't insist on what it is in the exact detail that's going to come, but this is what's going to get you into the right state for it, and this is what's going to allow you to travel to the new earth, the 5D new earth. So sit down and get the details of those plans, put them out so that you can really reach out and tangibly grab what it is that you want to do after this has all happened, because that will make it more real in your mind, and it will therefore send you to that reality. And lastly, we have the 4 of Wands, which again is very interesting. We have 3 Wands cards, which really backs this up. As it is about passions and just following passions. And this one to me is saying, live in the moment. Do not worry about past, future, whatever. Live now. Live in the moment, dance, joy, have fun, and just create the life that you want to create. Make it as perfect as you can make it in your mind, which comes from these plans. Just imagine everything that you want, where you want to live, who you want, to be with, whether that's specific people or just the idea of a person, the qualities of a person, the whole lot. Lay the whole lot out and live in the moment with those plans in your heart, because that is what's going to help you create these plans and bring them into reality, or more to the point, bring you to the reality where they already exist, because everything you can imagine exists already right now. It's just in a different timeline, dimension, whatever you want to call it. You want to get yourself there, and you do that by following your passion, living in the moment, and knowing what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you ain't gonna get there. So know what you want, and then just enjoy it, live it, raise that vibration, and be in it, experience it. So let's have a look. Let's have a different deck this time. And let's get 3 more cards. This time, let's have a look at what's coming before all of this happens. What is coming? Let's have one for before it happens, one for what it is that is happening, and one for what's happening directly after it. So we have 3 cards. Before it, whatever it is, it, and then after it. Because this is all about the last messages you need to know before it happens. So what is going to happen before, during, and after? Yep, that is it. 1, 2, and 3. So, before it happens, we have the 10 of Swords. So I think there's going to be, unfortunately, probably a lot of pain, a lot of death and rebirth, a lot of change, basically. Things are going to transform from one thing into another, and we're going to lose the darkness and bring in a new sunrise, a new way of being. And so this is what's going to happen before it, whatever it is. There's going to be this turmoil, this time of not very nice stuff going on, a time of like what could be darkness, but what you want to see. You want to stay focused on these plans and living in the now and see this sunrise coming in, because that is what's going to help you stay centered and stay you. So you need to focus on, yes, this change happens, but you need to stay of like, what positive things am I going to get out of this change? If you think about a butterfly, it starts off as a worm, okay? And that worm has to transform and essentially almost die to get there, to be reborn as this beautiful, beautiful butterfly. This is sort of what's going on before this. It's that kind of transformation. It's going to be the death of the egos, the death of the darkness, the not good stuff, the death of the 3D, all of that kind of stuff baked in, and then the rebirth of the stuff that you want because you've planned for it. It's your passion. You've planned for it. You're living in the now. You're experiencing that energy, and that's what's going to come in. So that's all about what's happening before, is that sort of dying off of the old and bringing in of the new. So what's it going to be? And for this, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And what this is saying to me is it's going to be work, as in all these different events are going to happen around you, and you're going to have to go, right, here's what I'm learning from this, next, here's what I'm learning from this, next, here, oh, I made a mistake on that one, didn't learn what I needed to learn, I'll go back and, rethink that one. But all of these coming in, and they're just going to come in one after the other, and you have to stay centered, stay focused, super focused. This is, look how hard he is concentrating. He is absolutely absorbed in the task. So you need to stay focused on your desires, your wants, your present moment and your energy, and work out what you're learning. This is the apprentice. He is learning from every single one of these things, and you'll be learning from every single one of these events. And if you don't, well, you can go back and look at it again and work out what it is you learn, because sometimes the learning does come later, and that's fine. It is a journey, it is a process, but all these events are going to come in and present themselves to you to focus on them, learn from them, stay positive in it so that you get something from each of these events. And that's what this is a series of events that are going to come in bang, 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 one after the other very quickly. And you're going to need to stay focused on your plans, your passion, your in the now to get through this and learn from it and stay in that positive mindset no matter what is going on elsewhere. So the after it. And for this we have the star. And what this says to me is after this, you are going to do a massive period of spiritual growth. You're going to have all this knowledge poured into you while you're sitting like in meditation or spiritual classes, whatever it is that you choose to do. You're going to have all this information coming in from spirit, from galactic family, from soul family, the whole lot, and just coming in, and you are going to get wiser and wiser and wiser. And I think also, given we've got the star, maybe we're going to get open contact as well in here, and we're going to get our star brothers and sisters in the galactics and actually get to meet some of them. But this is after the event, provided you do these messages and get through this with this intention, this focus on keeping everything, learning the positive of what came in. And that is going to take you to this new world where you have an amazing intuition, knowledge, spiritual life, and hopefully galactic life as well. So let's actually grab another deck and let's get 2 cards this time. What you need to be aware of with this, so pitfalls kind of thing, what you need to be aware of, and then what's going to help you get through this to get here, because let's face it, this is what we all want. So what you need to be aware of and what will help you get there. So what you need to be aware of, for this we have the 6 of Pentacles. And to me this is saying, I'm just going to hold it up here since it's a relatively new card. What this is saying is you need to be aware of your compassion. When people are asking for help, are you coming from your heart? And are you coming from discernment through your heart? Not just blindly giving everything away, but making sure that you equally don't get stingy or, not give something away. You have to be able to come from your heart to get that discernment. That's what this balance is about. really stay in your heart, notice the discernment, and give help wherever you can, that your discernment is saying, help this person. Because sometimes people need to be in the struggle they're in because that's what they want, their soul wants. They came here to experience that. And if you just jump in and try and help them through it out of ego rather than out of heart, then you're actually taking that experience away from them. So listen to your heart and help everyone who comes to you that your heart says you need to help, because that is what's going to help you help the people that you're supposed to and not hurt the people that you are supposed to allow them to experience what they want to experience for a little bit. However long that little bit is, that's their business, not yours. So follow that heart and follow that compassion and love them for exactly where they are, no matter whether they want to stay and struggle or they want help. Love them for exactly where they are, because everyone is perfect and exactly where they need to be. So what will help you? And for this, we have the Three of Cups. And to me, this goes really well with this card. It's about joy. Stay in the moment, stay celebrating, stay in your heart and have joy. Really, really enjoy yourself. Because if you're living life to the full, and it's an amazing life, I mean, the experiences we're getting to have down here are just absolutely incredible. They are possibly the best experiences in the entire universe. You know, we have come the farthest, which is why the entire universe is watching us at the moment. And just stay in that present moment and enjoy it, because that will help you get the positive out of this, and it will help you stay out of this trap of helping the people who aren't actually ready for help yet. Okay? And therefore helping the wrong people. So stay in that present moment and feel that joy. So let's have one last card. Actually, no, let's swap decks. Let's have one last card with this deck. And let's get some further advice. And for this, I'm going to ask one of my guides to come in and give me this advice, specifically for everybody who's watching this pile. So one card, further advice for this period that we're going through, this transition. And for this we have the Magician reversed. So what I'm getting from this is you have everything you need to be ready for this. Your soul has already decided what you're going to do, where you're going to go, what you're going to experience. You will only experience what you have agreed to experience. Be ready for it, but stay focused, because this focus is the one thing that will keep you on track to experience what you wanted to experience. Because just because you want to experience it doesn't mean you'll experience it in this life. It's not a guarantee, but it is a guarantee that you won't experience something you don't want to experience. So stay focused completely, because you have everything you need, and you will go in the direction that you are meant to go. And the more you focus on this that you want, this passion that you've got, your plans, and staying in the moment, staying happy, the more you will get to this. But you have to stay focused on it. Ignore everything else. You know, he's got this this little cat here, and while it's a beautiful little cat, it could distract him from his focus. He's here, he's working his magic or his focus, his meditation, his creation, whatever it is. He's not allowing himself to get distracted. He's gone very, very deeply inward, and he knows he has everything. So stay focused completely and ignore all distractions. However lovely and wonderful they look, stay focused. That is the big key here. Get focused on what you want, because that will help you manifest it. Drop a like, subscribe and comment if this resonated, because I'd really appreciate the help growing this channel. This is a very new channel, and any help I can get would be awesome. There is also a link in the top of the description if you would like a private reading with me. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next pile or the next video. Welcome to the reading for pile 2. And for this we have Temperance. And this is all about balance, creating balance, creating like that path for you to follow and finding it out of balance. And I don't mean compromise, I mean mixing things like water gets mixed in a waterfall and it loses all the bits that aren't pure. This kind of backwards and forwards with this cup is going to sift through all of the bits that are keeping you out of balance and let them evaporate off, and then this is going to let you balance. So it's this kind of balance, the balance that keeps you centered, focused, and more of you. So let us grab this deck, and we're going to do 3 cards. What are these last messages you need to hear before it all happens, whatever it is? One, 2, and 3. So we have the 5 of Swords, and what this is saying to me is you have to watch your thoughts, because if you don't, you're going to disappoint yourself and find yourself not being where you want to be when all this happens, whatever it is. These thoughts are going to create your reality. So you have to really watch those thoughts. And, you know, like this is lit up, watch each one of them carefully, examine it. Is it the thought you want to have? If it isn't, then start changing it, because that will change the belief around whatever is causing this thought. So that's when you can just, you know, sort of like he's shooting it. So this is when you can get rid of it, release the thoughts that you don't want. So if you find yourself thinking something that isn't in alignment with where you want to be, then release it. And then examine every thought that comes through. Don't just let your mind run. This is a time for mental focus and to really hone that focus so that you can get this balance. Because if these things that are keeping you away from being your higher self and your authentic self, then you need to know what those things are and release them. And then this card can do its job and let those things go. And I think this is utterly fascinating. We have Temperance reversed. So this really says to me that this balance is internal, it's reversed, it's a case of looking inwards. So you've still got this balance, this magic act, and comparing these two. Are these thoughts that you're having, of the light, of the dark, are they taking you where you want to go or taking you where you want to avoid? All of this, examine everything that you're thinking for this balance so that you can let go of the things that take you out of this balance and out of the direction that you want to go in this balance. Because you have a choice, one is dark, one is light. Which one do you want to go through? And both of them are a perfectly reasonable choice for a soul to make. However, you will prefer one of them. Whichever that one is that you prefer, you want to ensure your thoughts get you there and you're not disappointed and end up on the one that you don't prefer. So focus, examine your thoughts, and really go inwards and change that, do that magic to let go of the ones that aren't serving you and transform them into something else so that you can let go of the things that are keeping you out of balance. And the third message, we have the moon. And what this is saying to me is, don't listen to other people, okay? There's these two, a dog and a wolf here, and they are, howling, whatever it is, they're speaking, basically. And this person's walking along this path. Don't let this distract you from your path, okay? Your balance is your choice, and only you know whether you are in balance. Only you know what your thoughts are and what you need to let go of to get you to where you want to go rather than where you don't want to go and end up disappointed. So these two and all they're saying, that's about them, not about you. So ignore this, go inwards and ignore what the rest of the world is saying, any distractions that are coming up, anything that you're afraid of. If she's walking next to a wolf, if she might be afraid of that, then that's something she needs to let go of. She's in the dark, the moon is showing. Again, if that's something she's afraid of, she needs to let go of that. And it's a case of letting go of these distractions, ignoring the distractions, ignoring what other people are saying you need to do, and look inwards. Look inwards for what is keeping you out of balance that will get you where you don't want to go, and release it so you get where you do want to go instead. So let's have a look next with a different deck. We are going to look at what's coming. What's this it? Last messages before it all happens. What's it? So we are going to get 3 cards. And the first one is going to be what's going to happen before whatever it is. The second one is going to be what's going to happen during it, whatever the it is. And the third one is what's going to happen after it. So, what's going to happen before, during, and after? And I have a feeling I need that one, but we're still going to get 3 cards. Okay, we might have our 3 cards this way. So, let's have at least one more card. Let's have the after. So we've got the before, during, and after. So before, during, and after. So before whatever it is, you have a lot of internal work left to do. So that kind of goes with this one. Start watching your thoughts, getting that mental strength and mental focus, and letting go of the stuff that's taking you out of balance. And this is just, sit down and do the work. Schedule it. Put aside some time every day to examine what thoughts you've come up with that you didn't want, that you want to release beliefs on. Start tracking your behavior. Start really processing all of this stuff, whatever it is. Follow your passion to do it. If you're not excited about sitting down and looking at your thoughts, then do it another way. Sit down and look at your beliefs. If that doesn't excite you and something else does, follow that passion. That is the biggest advice. But you have this internal work to do. Work out the way for you that will work best. And do it, basically, is what this card is saying. There's a whole series of things you've got to do. You need to get on and do it. And you need to do it fast for this to happen. Because this is all about the work, and as is this. So this card is what's coming before it happens. So these are preparing you to do this. And they pretty much go together. One message, do the work. What's coming before? You need to do the work. It's that simple. So you've got to really focus on this internal work. That is the biggest thing you can do to get yourself this balance that you want, and to get yourself, where you want to go. So what will happen during it? What is it? And for this we have strength. So I think from this, it's going to be an event that is going to require a heck of a lot of inner strength to get you through. And inner strength is going to come from doing this work and getting the mental strength that you have, the focus, the control over your mind and your emotions, so that you don't get sidetracked, you don't become unbalanced, you don't end up on a roller coaster. Instead, you stay completely in control of yourself and your inner self. And this way, you will be available to help others who are struggling through this. Whereas if you're out of sorts yourself, you can't help anyone else, because you'll just put them more out of sorts. So you need this inner strength, and this inner strength is going to come from doing the inner work so that you are in balance. So what's going to come after it, whatever this event is? And for this we have the King of Cups. And what this is saying to me is that while it might be a bit of a roller coaster, you are going to, because you've done this work, hopefully, you are going to be completely stable. You're the eye of the storm kind of thing. Everything could be going nuts around you, ships being tossed here and there. But you are completely emotionally calm, centered, got this inner strength, and you get through it perfectly, basically. Well, I guess there is no perfect, but perfectly for you. You get through it as a master of your mind and emotions. And this will allow you to weather whatever is going on here. And this is what will come of it. You will be a master because of all the work you've done, and then the practice you have during it, thanks to all the work you've done. So it really does hinge off this work for you in this reading. Do this and you will become the master and get the balance you want. So that is the key for this. So let's have another deck. And let's get 2 cards this time. And what we're going to ask is what you need to be aware of. So this is the thing that can trip you up, basically. So first card is what you need to be aware of. And the second card is what will help you presumably do this work, but get through this whole thing, follow these messages, and get through it and out the other side where you want to be instead of where you don't want to be. Because we do have this, which does mean it's a choice. So, 2 cards, what you need to be aware of and what will help you. Again, both reversed, so it's a very big internal thing here. So we have the 7 of Wands reversed. So what you need to be aware of is fighting yourself. When your intuition comes in, don't fight it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't worry that you aren't worthy of whatever it is that's coming in. Don't worry about your self-confidence. All of that stuff. Stop fighting it and stop pushing away the help that you are going to get from your higher self, your guides, your spirit team, whoever you listen to, but especially yourself. Stop fighting your intuition, because that is going to make you stumble. Your intuition will always lead you in the direction your soul wants you to go in. All you have to do is stop pushing it away and fighting it. You have to listen to it. However quiet and little that voice is, listen to it. And doing this work will help you listen to it. Okay? And then for what can help you, we have the Magician reversed. So what this is saying to me is what can help you is if you do all this work, that is the tools that you have to do this work. So doing this work is what is going to help you. You have to decide what it is you want. The Magician is always focused. He has always got something he wants to manifest, so he knows what he wants and he's got the tools to do it, and he is determined to get it done. And that's what this is saying about this. What's going to help you is being determined enough to watch your thoughts and do the work and release the ones that are keeping you away from what it is that you want and that are keeping you afraid and distracted. So it comes down to this work. You want balance? You want to be the master in the new world? You have to do the work. It's that simple. So let's have a look. One last card. And for this, we're going to ask for further advice. And I'm going to ask for this advice to come through from one of my guides. So we just want one card, further advice for this pile. And for this we have the 6 of Wands. Actually, let's hold that up since it's a very pretty card. So, the further advice for this is come from your heart. See how this bouquet is in front of her heart, and it is all nature, natural. And she is giving her love away. There will always be, more coming in because she's channeling it in through her higher chakras, through her heart and so on. She is filled with divine love and she is spreading that love. That will help you work out what work you have to do. Because anytime you're not coming from love, if you experience an event where you don't come from love, that tells you what work you have. So this coming from love and seeing everything from this higher perspective of love will help you work out what you've got to do. Because if you're not managing this and it's an effort, then you have a belief that's blocking it and you are fighting it on some level. Because once you're in divine love, it is very, very easy to feel that divine love for anything and everyone and everything around you, okay? So if you find yourself fighting and stuff, this will tell you what needs doing. Drop a like, subscribe and comment below if this resonated. I'm a really small channel, a new channel, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate your help growing this channel so that it can reach more people. If you'd like a private reading with me, the link is right at the top of the description below. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next pile or the next video. Welcome to the reading for pile 3. And for this we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is the leader, the person in charge, the ruler of everything. So there's a certain amount of wealth in this as well. And he is basically the top of the totem pole kind of thing. So let's grab a deck and we are going to ask for the 3 messages that you need to know, the last 3 messages you need to know before it all happens, whatever it is. So 3 cards. And 3. So the first card we have is the Lovers, and this is all about coming from a higher love, because she's higher than him, physically higher. So it's more about an unconditional love. This is not about a romantic love. This is about developing that unconditional love. And what this is saying to me with the sun so low, this is sort of sunset, it's saying to me this is the last thing you have to work on, is coming from your heart before this it happens. So you have to develop the ability to get into your heart and feel this unconditional love. This is the single most important thing you can do to move into what is wanting to come into your life. And that is the biggest thing you have to do. The second message we have is the 5 of Pentacles. And what this is saying to me is, it's actually, this guy looks pretty down and lonely and sad that he's kind of left out of everything. There's a lovely house here all lit up with, you know, sort of pretty decorations and so on, and it looks warm and inviting, and he's outside in the cold. And to me, what this is saying is something that is a very, very common phenomenon in spiritual growth. You can feel lonely, very lonely with spiritual growth, because as you grow, you stop resonating with the people who you've spent time with, and, you know, a lot of time with, and it might be your family, and you no longer resonate with them, so you no longer spend time with them, and it can make you feel lonely. And I do have a video on that. If you are going through that, please do watch that. I will put that link in the description as well. But that's what this message is about, is don't worry about this loneliness, because once you've got this unconditional love, everything is going to look amazing. And you're not going to be lonely, because when you're in this, in your heart and in this unconditional love, you get an amazing support team around you that you can hear, rather than them just being around you and you being unaware of them. They're already there. It's just whether you're aware of them. And this is what will cure this loneliness, because you realize that you're not alone. You are connected to everything. And this loneliness then goes away. So what this to me is, this message is you might be feeling lonely. You know, if you start changing too much and moving away from people, you're worried that you might feel lonely and might not fit with your friends and so on. Now is the time to choose. You have a choice to go into the light like he's walking towards, or you can stay where you are, cold and lonely, or go into the light where there is magic, absolute magic, true magic. And it is just beyond description. But it's your choice, 100% your choice. And it hangs off you developing this unconditional love to be able to walk into it and stay in it. So this message is about, if you do feel lonely, make that choice, move into love and move into the light, and everything will get better. So this one is the Two of Cups reversed. And I think this one goes with this. What it's saying to me is you will find people that you match with. You know, this one, you might be going through a period of loneliness. You know, you've risen up, and therefore you might have lost a few people along the way. And now you're looking for more people, more community. You will find it. And the first place to look is internally. Find it with your guides, your spirit team, your higher self. Realize that you are connected to everything. And that will then filter back up into your reality, and more people will come who are meeting you at your new higher vibration. And that is what's going to get you the next set of friends and community that you will journey with for a while, because you are more like them. You are sort of, you know, you can walk in their shoes, they can walk in yours, because you are a lot more similar now that you've grown. A bit like you were before. You had your friends before and you were similar to them, but now you've grown, you're different from them. So now you need the new friends, the new higher vibrational friends, because that's where you are. So those are the three messages that you needed to hear and know before it happens. So let's have a look at it and what it is. We are going to get 3 cards, and the first one is going to say what is going to happen before it, whatever it is. The second one is going to tell us what it is and what will happen during it. And the third one will tell us what will happen after it. So, what's coming before, during, and after it? Okay, so before we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. And what this is saying to me is, before you're going to be doing a bit of an inventory on, again, where you're coming from. These are your chakras. You've got 6 of them thoroughly engaged and your heart center isn't quite there yet. So, and this is making you a little sad because you know you need it there to get to this higher vibration. This is the one you need to work on. So this is all about getting into 5th dimension, getting into your heart, coming from unconditional love. And that is the thing you need to work on to become a leader in the new world, because everyone in the new world will come from their heart. And this currently is where you need the work. So get centered on your heart. What's going to happen during it, what it is? And for this we have the Queen of Cups. And what this is saying to me is it's a massive, unique event that is going to happen inside and transform you completely and utterly, that is just going to totally absorb you and push you out the other side as a different person almost. You are that absorbed in the whole thing to the exclusion of everything else. If you get into your heart, you will stay highly focused on the internal through whatever it is, and it will keep you grounded. She's got her feet in the sand and the sea, and this will keep you grounded, focused, absorbed. So once again, it is about this heart, getting into your heart, getting that heart center really wide open. So what is going to happen afterwards? And for this, we have the Six of Pentacles. And this to me says, you're going to be helping people. You're going to be making sure they're okay financially. He's giving out money. You're going to be making sure they're taken care of, that they are getting their needs met and balanced and so on. You're going to be this humanitarian. But it depends on this. You have to get this to get to afterwards. So if you want this, do this, basically, is what I'm being told. So let's pull another deck. And this time we're going to get 2 cards, and we're going to look at what you need to be aware of, firstly, which is essentially what you can stop you from getting here, because stops you doing this. So what you need to be aware of. And the second one, what will help you? So what will help you get to that, which is obviously where you want to be. That feels better. So what you need to be aware of and what will help you. You need to be aware of. We have the Fool reversed, and this is the thing that is jumping out at me, this little yappy dog, your conscious mind. So you need to be aware of your thoughts, your beliefs, your definitions, your conscious mind, your ego mind going no, 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 when you're trying to trust your intuition and trying to take a leap of faith, basically. Because coming from your heart is going to be a leap if you're not there yet. And you cannot listen to the ego while you're trying to get into your heart. The two don't communicate very well. So ignore this. This is what's going to trip you up. Listening to that ego mind. Really get into your heart. Enjoy life. Know that you are on the right path, no matter what it looks like. And no matter how much your fears come up, stay on that right path, that internal guidance, and ignore the ego mind's yapping and other people's yapping and distractions and everything, and just stay focused on your higher path, that your higher guidance, and the path that you're being shown there, no matter what it looks like. That is the best way forward for you. So what will help you? We have the Sun. So other than fried eggs, what will help you? For this, I am getting it will be stay in joy, stay in love. You know, he's unconditionally loving this little piggy. And he is thoroughly enjoying himself. He is happy. He is in the moment. And he is in nature. All of those things will help you through this process, whatever it is that you have to be focused and grounded through. He is perfectly centered and in the moment and joyful, and the sun is shining down on him. It could not get happier than this. So that is what's going to help you through this, staying in the moment, happy, joyful, grounded in nature, the whole works. get yourself there and trust your intuition and ignore your ego mind. So let's get one last deck. And for this, I'm going to ask my guide to help me channel a message from him. And this one is going to be further advice for everyone watching this pile. And for this, we have the Nine of Swords. So what I'm getting for this, with this message that's coming through, is don't focus on the things that are making you scared, that are keeping you stuck, okay? This lady is basically in the 3D, she is horribly stuck. She is focused on the things that she doesn't want. She's focused on these nightmares and things. And you're being told, be this, see something else. Ignore this and just focus on what you want. Focus on the beautiful sunrise happening here and the freedom that you have. All you have to do is spread your wings and jump. Jump, take a leap. All you have to do is do that, and that will take you away from what you perceive as a nightmare, and it will help you see the positive. Because even if she's sitting here involved in what she sees as a nightmare, there is a positive outlook on it. She's learning something from it if she can see it. And to do that, all you have to do is look for it. Look for the positive view. Look for what you're learning from this. And then launch yourself into the freedom of it and appreciate it. And you can do that by coming from that higher love. So this is the message for this. Seek that. Take a leap of faith. Follow your intuition. Be in the moment and be in your heart to get to where you want to do, and start seeing the positive outcomes for you from everything that goes on. What are you getting from it that will serve you in a positive way? Drop a like, subscribe and comment if this resonated. I could really use your help growing this channel. I'm very new and very small, and I would love all the help I could get. If you would like a private reading with me, there is a link at the top of the description below. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I see you in the next pile or the next video.